everybody. Welcome to another episode of Healthy Cooking for the Ageless Woman. Robin and I want to bring you another grain-free recipe today. And this is why. We really are trying to help women deal with insulin resistance. So many mature women, ageless women we like to call them, that are 45 plus are really dealing with having trouble digesting and utilizing all the carbohydrates in their diets. And so that's one of the reasons that a main component of our Ageless Woman Detox is to remove all the grains from your diet for just a short period of time. However, what makes our Ageless Detox so palatable is that we bring in some foods that taste and feel like grains, but they're not. So here's a quickie for you.
Well, this is our quick and easy English muffin, because we know in the morning if you're having a smoothie or if you're having eggs or something like that, that you really want that piece of toast with it, or like Dana said, a muffin. And we've got some other recipes in the muffins that we've showed you, but this is a quick English muffin, more of a savory type of a carbohydrate tasting bread, I would say. So what we're going to start with is we melted a half a tablespoon of grass-fed butter in a ramekin, and we're just going to add to that all the other ingredients, and we add the egg to that.
So there's one egg already whisked up. It goes right into the same ramekin as the butter that was melted.
And I'm going to have you mix that quietly. We said we're going to get plastic dishes to mix in, so we wouldn't make so much noise.
Because you usually hear us doing this. Clink, clink, clink.
But
Okay.
it just isn't working. So, okay, and then I'm going to add, this is a tablespoon of coconut milk, just unsweetened. You could use unsweetened almond milk if you want. And in here is a tablespoon of coconut flour, and I also already added a pinch of salt to this. So we're going to mix that all in there.
And remember the salt. Interestingly, I lived in the Italian part of Switzerland for a couple years, and you know, all of their breads and pastries, they look really yummy, especially when we're looking at, you know, just special little treats once in a while, but they almost never add salt, and I found that they were completely flavorless. And so if ever something is lacking, like what's missing, sometimes it's just a pinch of salt, and we use Himalayan sea salt because it's healthy and it's not going to create a problem for you.
And then I'm adding a quarter teaspoon of raw honey to this. So actually I'm going to have to use my finger to scoop it out.
Because we're cooking for ourselves. We're not cooking for a restaurant.
And I'm going to lick my finger off.
So I'm noticing, Robin, this is just a little lumpy. Do I just have to keep
stirring it?
Okay, so I'm going to have to get a little noisy
You're
here.
losing batter on the side.
Oh yeah, and we're going to cook it right in here, right?
We are going to cook it. While
Okay.
Deanna's doing that, I'm going to show you what we're using to help with the rising. We've got this is 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda and a quarter teaspoon, you can't even see it in here, but of apple cider vinegar. Can you even see it?
I can see it barely.
And I'm going to mix them together and look at what's happening.
Can you see it bubbling up?
It's
like
bubbling.
It's like a science experiment.
Yes, it's like a science experiment. I'm just going to mix that in together. If you have aluminum-free baking powder, you could use that as well.
Because remember, one of the toxins that your body's having to deal with all the time is aluminum. Again, in the baking powder, in the deodorant you're wearing. So here's a non-cooking tip. Take your showers or baths at night before you go to bed, and if you use a regular antiperspirant, at least get it off your body for those 8 hours so that you can have your body have a little free of that aluminum. Not great for you, it builds up.
So Deanna just stirred that all together, and so what I'm going to do is just scrape the sides down, so we clean the sides with the spatula here, because we are using this little ramekin to basically bake our English muffin in. Now if you don't have a microwave handy, you can put this in the oven and bake it, but who wants to do that over time in the morning? By the way, you can make these in advance completely, and you could freeze them as well and then throw them in the toaster oven, but we're going to just put it in the microwave now for 1.5 minutes. We will be back. Okay, so you can see this is what we cooked in the microwave. We didn't smooth out the top. You could if you want it to look prettier, but I'm just loosening it on the side. So we've got a little muffin here, you see that, And then I'm going to just slice it in half with a serrated knife. You can see we've got English muffin, looks just like a regular English muffin. And I had some melted butter on this saucepan, and I'm going to toast it in this pan. And you toast it on both sides, and you've got a toasted English muffin, already pre-buttered.
Okay, so we're back from grilling
From
up.
the stove.
Back from the stove.
2 feet away.
And this is, you know, actually one serving. We've just split it.
You see how that looks?
Yeah.
Like a English muffin, and the back is a little burned just like an English muffin is, the way I make them.
In the toaster. Here's the thing. We were talking about, you know, getting some of the grains out of your diet, whether it's short term or long term, especially if you're having a hard time with losing weight, and yet we're talking about adding grass-fed butter and so forth to the recipe. That's because good healthy fat is actually good for you. It can promote weight loss as long as you're not eating too much of it. So we figured this is about a 200 calorie serving. If you eat both pieces, you don't have to. You make yourself a little egg or whatever.
Right. So
It gives you that nice carbo.
oh, and she's eating already.
I have to eat.
You can take this whole thing as it's done. You can make several of these and freeze it exactly like it is. You could freeze it already pre-toasted and everything, and then when you take it out, just pop it in like a toaster oven or your warm oven, or even if you want to just heat it back up on the stove.
You could put a little poached egg on top of it.
Oh,
You could
poached
do a little
egg.
bit of cinnamon and monk fruit in the raw, which is no calories but healthy. So many different ways you can do it. So, excuse me.
Should I talk?
Could you
I
talk?
was gonna eat, but since she's not.
That's what happens when you talk when your mouth is full.
Yes.
Well, anyway.
Oh, did we talk? Okay, so in addition to, so we used the grass-fed butter, but you could use ghee, and then you could also use coconut oil. So whatever one of those ingredients works. Did we already say that?
No, I don't
Oh,
think so.
okay.
We're having a menopause
A
moment.
menopause moment. So we hope you enjoy, and have a good English muffin for breakfast.